Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because the objective is very clear. We need to finish the garden gown. I went over the plan last time, but just to reiterate, this is the current situation. This is what the dress looks like right now. We still need to make the overskirt out of the main fabric, the one with the 3D flowers. We need to add some boning. We need to attach the zipper in the back. And I'm still hoping to do nice and big poofy sleeves, like maybe half size, like up to the elbow, and probably just out of the top fabric, just to keep things nice and simple. There's a lot to do, so let's get started straight away. Okay, part one of the overskirt is done. I have the actual skirt portion of it. I made sure to make the waist twice as wide as I normally would, so that it ruffles a little bit, just slightly, so that it doesn't stand away from the underskirts too much, but it still gives a little bit of that ruffle textured effect. Next up, I need to make like 12 meters of ruffle again, I guess, to cover the bottom of this, and then the skirt's gonna be finished and I'll be able to start building up the layers and basting everything together. After that, we can attach the skirt to the bodice, put in the zipper, and it's all gonna be great. I really like where this is going though. I think it looks really nice. Let's keep going. I think the skirt is more or less done, but before I go ahead and attach it to the bodice, I need to bone this first. So I went out and bought myself several sizes of zip ties. Here I have the ones that I used on my 18th century stays. And then I have one size smaller and one size smaller again. And these are transparent. I would have loved to get all of them in the transparent kind, but I only have this. These are the 4.8 millimeters. These are 7.6 and the biggest ones are 9. The 9mm ones aren't gonna fit, so I'm gonna need one of the other two. I have my boning channels in the inside here underneath the lining, so I think I'm gonna see if I can fit in the 7.6mm ones. Just about. I think this is actually perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead, cut these to size, bone my bodice, give it some structure, and then I can go ahead and attach the skirt. Skirt is attached, and I have to say I like what I'm seeing here. I haven't tried it on yet. The boning is in, the skirt is on, and we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So next up, I'm just gonna go ahead and attach the zipper because the back is still completely open. It's gonna be a task because there's a lot of layers of fabric here, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. So yeah, let's do that, and then we can start thinking about these sleeves. I have the dress on and I'm trying to figure out what to do here in regards to the sleeves. First of all, I love it without the sleeves. I think it looks fantastic like this, but it is again a bit formal. If I hold up more of this fabric like to simulate a sleeve, I don't know, looking at it like this, I feel like this may be a little bit too much. It does give that cuter look that I was going for, but it's just, it's a lot of this print. I've also considered using just the purple tulle, like just the lilac, but then it feels a little random because I don't have just this lilac fabric anywhere else on the dress. So I'm a bit worried that this would look out of place and like the sleeves don't actually belong with the dress. I don't know what to do. I definitely don't want a sleeve that is lined with the satin like the bodice is. I'm gonna think on this and I'll get back to you. I figured it out. Detachable sleeves. I do think I mentioned wanting to maybe make detachable sleeves when I made the glitter tulle gown, but I think in this case they are perfect because now I can choose whether I want the sleeved look or the sleeveless look, and I honestly really like both, so I love having this option. I made the most basic detachable sleeve ever. It is literally just a rectangle. Don't really recommend this shape actually, but I'm just using little scraps of fabric that I still have. So it's just a rectangle, and then I have a bigger elastic or like a wider elastic on the part that goes around the arm, like around the shoulder, and then a tighter elastic for a bit that goes around the upper arm here. And you can move it, make it poofier, make it longer. It's very customizable in wear, and when I wear it with the dress I could safety pin it to the dress here or just wear it around my arm, or I could even have it as a dropped sleeve and wear it like off the shoulder. Endless options. I think this is actually a fantastic solution. So I just need to make the second one, and again it's just a rectangle that I've sewn closed like this. 2 channels for the elastic on both ends, a longer elastic, a shorter elastic. You have yourselves a detachable sleeve. I think this is a perfect solution in this case for a garment that is meant as special occasion wear and not to be worn on the daily. I think it's gonna be perfect. The garden gown is finished. As finished as it's ever gonna be. Let me start off by saying I think this dress is absolutely gorgeous. I think it is so beautiful and I am quite happy with certain elements of it. I really like the design. That's the main thing. I think I did a good job there. I think the design works, looks good. Very happy with that. There are, however, a couple of things I am not very happy with. And once again, I debated on whether I was going to tell you this or not, but I am, because we keep it real here on this channel. This is an Instagram dress. This dress is falling apart as we speak. The 3D floral fabric that I got is absolutely horrendous. I don't know if you can tell by the way it moves, but it's made up of loosely woven, thick strands of plastic. Some kind of synthetic material that does not work well as a clothing fabric, if you ask me. It's too stiff, but also it resists wrinkling, which is, you know, could be a good thing, but that means that it's really hard to iron and press, and it's just really hard to make it do what you want it to do in general. It shifts a lot, it's very slippery, and it's unstable, and it frays like crazy. So really, ideally, I would have hemmed or French seamed every single seam on this dress. I didn't have the time to do that, so I had to skip those steps in some places, and that means that the dress is just literally falling apart because it frays so much. Also, the places where I did hem it, it doesn't necessarily look great because I can't press it. So it's just kind of a lose-lose situation. I think I could have made it work if I had taken much more time to make this dress, which I didn't feel I had. And if I'm completely honest, at a certain point I was just fed up with this fabric and done with it. I just wanted to get the project done, to get some gratification out of seeing a finished result. And I am very glad that it did turn out as good as it did. One design mistake, or no, maybe not design, but that's another mistake that I made, is in the circle skirts. A circle skirt with then a ruffle, like a tiered circle skirt, it requires a lot of precision, and I was not able to get that kind of precision that I needed with this material, which means that the circle skirt is uneven. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, it's shorter in some bits, longer in others. The ruffle doesn't start at the same point everywhere, which also means that it doesn't end at the same point everywhere. But in theory, like, again, the design is good. I really like the idea of having the underskirt, the satin underlayer, come up just to the ruffle, and then the ruffle underneath being just the tulle and the outer fabric. I think that looks fantastic. It just wasn't executed very well. I think maybe this type of fabric is just a little bit above my skill right now. And also the bodice itself, I think this time I made it just a touch too tight, and I definitely cut out the top fabric too tight, so it's actually like tearing in the back here along the zipper and along the waist as well in some places. So yeah, unfortunately not wearable, but gorgeous in photographs. I did learn a lot from making this project about fabric properties. Yeah, this is one thing that I still struggle with a lot in my sewing, is picking fabrics based on their properties and knowing the limitations of certain fabrics. And what they are suitable for and what they are not as suitable for. Yeah, I definitely learned a lot about this type of material and about ordering fabrics online, which is not preferable, but needed sometimes. Oh, also, I remember I mentioned potentially wanting to wear this to a wedding. I'm not gonna do that. Two reasons. First of all, obviously, it's not actually a wearable dress. Second of all, this is too much. It is too much. I can't wear this to a Dutch wedding. But, and here comes the second part of what I was gonna say. I have quite a bit of fabric left because I was gonna make a train, like big full circle skirt, and I didn't. I have a lot of fabric left, and I think I have enough fabric left to make the garden gown pret-à-porter version, a ready-to-wear edition of this couture piece. I am gonna do that. I'm gonna make a more wearable, more casual version of this dress using the same materials. I know what to expect now from this. I know that I need to either French seam or hem everything thoroughly. I know I need to be very mindful of how I cut it, how I place my patterns and everything. And I think I'm up for that challenge. And that dress, who knows, I might wear that to the upcoming wedding. It's still a couple months away, so I have time. That is where the garden gown adventure ends. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for following along. I hope you enjoyed it. I do love the fact that I did circle skirts. I'm sorry I keep going back to saying more about this, but there is just nothing like the twirl of a circle skirt. You cannot replicate this with a panel skirt. I'm sorry, you just can't. It's giant, there's so much fabric. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you so much. If you would like to support me through Patreon, there's a link in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like this, and subscribe if you want to see the prêt-à-porter version of the garden gown coming to life. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!